Good morning. It's Mike here, and it's another beginning of another exciting week. Just painting this week and getting ready for you know who to come home. And James has his daughters over this weekend, which is great. It's nice to see. Still feeling bad about mother deciding, but still, what we gotta do. So, I'm not the greatest one to talk about this, and I mean, a lot of times I just fall into patterns, excuse me, of not paying attention. Well, I guess I'm the better one to speak about it. Sorry, I was thinking one way of going and I went another. But so often we just tend to get into patterns. And it's something just jars you. Like, I know a couple of times it's been some diabetes commercial. And, I will, oh my God, I guess I really should do a little bit better control. Or, oh my God, or, everyone seems to think that, oh well, a diabetic should just be perfect and doing everything perfect. I gotta ask, well, what about all you smokers out there? Or, you know, people who, we all have weaknesses, and, having to get up and, oh, you gotta do your blood sugar. Oh, and it's, oh, you've got a high blood sugar. Oh, that, what did you do wrong? And sometimes it's just not our fault. Oh, you had a low blood sugar. You didn't eat, did you? When you have brittle diabetes, there are times when you can't eat because you're high or you're full. And if you have a low blood sugar, you tend to eat after you've eaten dinner. And, it's just very monotonous and boring. Oh, well, that, but you have to do that to live. It's like, yes, I know. But, you know, I talked low yesterday. Last night, I crawled into bed. And then I forgot, oh my God, I didn't take my high blood pressure or any of my pills. Oh God, so what did I have to do? I had to get up, take my pills, and then, oh my God, I didn't take my insulin. Because if I didn't take, you know, my bolus or whatever, I was going to be high. So, so often, just like anyone else, you know, you can forget to do stuff. And I got to admit, I had forgotten this morning till later that I'd taken my pills. And it's like, oh my God, what have you done? But this is sort of to the outside world. When you expect diabetics to do everything perfect all the time. And brittle diabetics sometimes go low for no apparent reason or go high for no apparent reason. You've got you just gotta watch out. Do the best you can. Now, for me, being a brittle, I could be low and then I could be high. And everyone, sometimes I know that I'm going to drop again or I'm going to go high again. But, you know, it's sort of like people look at you. It's like, oh, well, you didn't eat. Yes, I ate. Well, you didn't eat enough, did you? And it's always that condescending talk. And luckily, right now till the end of the year, I have a wonderful doctor who doesn't talk to you. Sometimes people make a mistake in the dose. And sometimes other people do too. But it's like, so, oh, well, you're low, you gotta eat. No, I've taken glucose. Well, no, you still have to eat. And, and then they went, well, you know what? Oh, you've gained weight. You've got to lose that now. We can't win. And I think I've told, maybe it was the ones that lost the videos. But my dad, when I was growing up in Edmonton, well, I grew up in Vancouver, but we had spent some time in Edmonton. Oh, you have to get up at the crack of dawn, and you have to eat. Oh, well, but then you could go back to bed. Well, then there wasn't, oh, well, here you can do, while you're up, you might as well do all these chores. So I never got to go back to bed. And, you're sort of woken up, and for me, I was tired all day, but no, I was expected to do with the family that I couldn't lie down. So, oh well, I couldn't sit down and read a book. It was always, oh, Mike, can you go get, Mike, can you do this? Mike, can you, and I think in his mind, he was wanting to keep me healthy. But just like any other teenager, some days you really just want to sleep in. God. As a kid, even to 13, 14, God, I would be up, oh, okay, yeah. It's the weekend. Friday night we could stay up late. But, my life has always, as a diabetic, been centered around, oh, well, you gotta eat. And, you really get sick of everyone sort of, oh, my grandmother had diabetes, and she lost her legs. And it was, oh, well, you better well watch what you eat because, my grandmother did this and got in the hospital. Who knows? Nowadays, it's not so bad. When I go out for lunch, and I can have dessert now, I guess he's like, well, 53. I got the hang of it. But, when whenever I'm low, oh, well, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? And with a brittle diabetic, sometimes you don't do much wrong. But, you know, it can be hard. But you do the best you can. I think I have mentioned this part in another video. You are only doing it for yourself. Now that doesn't mean, oh my God, yeah, you don't have to take your insulin. You don't have to do your blood test. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you, excuse me, oh, itchy nose. If you do everything right and you still have a low, you don't need to answer to all these naysayers. You're the one living with the disease. Now, if you've done something wrong, well, admit it and move on. You don't need to be castricized or whatever, because living with diabetes is a lot more difficult than people give. Now, for years with me, it was, oh, you're cheating. Oh, you must be cheating. And, with my weight lately, it's been, oh, well, you've got to stop eating McDonald's. Like, you can't eat McDonald's every day. I don't eat McDonald's every day. Yes, I can be a little low blood sugar. Or, sorry, a little high in weight. I must be low. But, there is reasons. Yes, I ate a lot more. But, in the hospital, they were forcing it. So, people, don't understand the true life of a diabetic. There are different types of diabetes, and what happened with me in cheating? Well, in 2000 and something, I finally was given a reprieve by my doctor, and I was diagnosed with brittle diabetes. Oh my goodness. So, in my family to this day, when I go into the hospital, I can be there for months. And, I feel guilty when my father says, well, what are they doing for you? Why are you still there? No, he's not such a high voice, but... And I don't have an answer. My blood sugars aren't doing into a safe zone. Now, I will have a different doctor at the end of the year. I do like Dr. Shu. Excuse me, thank you. Excuse me, sorry about that. And he will be, I don't know what he has planned or how he runs his office. And, Dr. Wallace does things one way, and you sort of get used to your doctors. And I had, for years ago, I had a Dr. Hunt. And you got used to doing things the way he wanted it. And then I can remember doing reports or writing things down, and I got changed over to another doctor, and he said, oh, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to see that. It's like, okay. But, and again, you need to find a doctor that is going to work with you. So it's good. And oh, fire department again. They've been coming around in this area all last night. Well, not last night, the evening. Now, everyone's different. And that's why I put down that. I think I lost my train of thought. But I think what I'm trying to say is do the best you can. You don't need to answer. And I think I've said this in another video. People will condemn you. And going back to, people have told me, oh, well, you have diabetes. Oh, my sis, or my grandmother did. And, oh, my gosh, she lost her legs, so you're going to lose both of your legs. Well, I guess I kind of have now. And you know what? People are going to lose the use of their legs. And I just have been lucky that I still have a fairly good supply. And if I have anything that could be infected, I stop wearing my socks. Well, God forbid, the home health people go into, well, you gotta wear your socks. Oh my God, it's infected. Oh, no, well, you gotta wear your socks, And, my God, on a hot day, they expect you to keep wearing your socks all the time. And, they say, well, you can refuse it, And I'll say, okay, I refuse it. And then you get a call from the nurse. Well, why did you refuse it, You could, you're going to need them, You should be wearing them all the time. Sorry, my pump. What is the pump say? Oh, good old low predicted. Well, I guess I'm going to have another Coke. And with a low blood sugar, you start treating and everything, and things don't always work out. But again, you're always, sorry, I gotta fix that though. You're always being judged. And a lot of times, you know what? I'm putting on notice. I'm not going to be judged. The only one who really has the right to judge me about my diabetes and my control is me. And I think for years, and I would constantly fail at this, but I would always try to do, the perfect diabetic. I would go months and I would have a binder and I would get everything set up and, oh great, how everything was. And, but you know what? Sometimes I think I did achieve a little bit better control when I did have the binder and counting. But again, my doctor and everyone expected it, and then they just stopped doing it. So You gotta do what you gotta do. So, live to you, try to do the best you can, and achieve the best blood sugar control you can. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.